won, comrade, because slates weaken the movement. I can share with you the experience that we had when we talk about this as officials. They say, yeah, you were a product of a slate in Polokwane. Now, because you are a beneficiary, it must pay.
All right, just looking at some of what was said there by the Secretary General of the ANC, Gwede yesterday. Susan, just from yesterday, it was a very long day for the delegates. Once the work started, I think they broke for dinner at around 8 o'clock or something, and then they had to come back after that. What were some of the positives for you?
Positives were indeed that there was the right issues are being ticked. The ANC knows, both in government as a movement organization, exactly what the issues are that need to be addressed. And it is just to get around and fill in those spaces. But we need to see more evidence that those spaces are being filled in. I think many people, also delegates that critique here, they're not in for ill discipline. They are really here because they hope to see this ANC move to new and bigger places. But they know it will not happen in itself, that there needs to be better dialogue in the ANC. And the ANC knows, and these people, even people who are critical of the ANC, the delegates here, know that they are not going to go anywhere. They are in the ANC for better or for worse.
Okay.
And they want to sort things out. They want that dialogue going inside.
Okay. Discipline, 2007 again. Screaming matches inside the plenary hall. Yesterday it was more sedate. Is that an improvement?
In some ways, yes. But one does wonder to what extent it is being suppressed, to what extent the non-dominant faction, the lesser faction grouping in the ANC has given up, and that they feel threatened at this stage. They really want to protect jobs coming the period after the election. So, but yes, it was more constructive, quiet in that way. But one gets a sense of subdued anger and people not feeling that they're given the sufficient space inside the ANC to be heard. And I think it's in that context that we also see some court actions. Of course, court actions, if ANC cadres, members take the ANC to court, the ANC main body really constructs that as ill discipline, and that is it.
There's a thing in that particular space where it has been said now a number of times by many of the NEC members that if you take the ANC to court, then you immediately expel yourself.
Yes, we've heard that. There's a very, very strong stance against ANC taping.
So that's intended to strengthen discipline, as it were.
Indeed, yes, but unless the spaces are open and inside for people, for different groupings to talk, then it is going to be counterproductive to immediately tell those people, you're out, we don't talk to you. But in a way, that is just a very powerful main body of the ANC speaking. And in a way, wanting to take out insurance that a cope-like situation doesn't recur. But it means that the ANC, a huge ANC, big membership, and I see ANC even wants to double the current huge membership. See, they're talking about 2.5 million. But it's become a very big, almost unruly body. It is massive. And unless you ensure that the broad church free expression of opinion actually prevails in a large organization like that, unless you feel secure and strong enough to let that flow, it is going to be counterproductive to have this mass membership.
Legal threats have been quite a prominent feature in the build-up to this, court cases and so on. There's also the hanging threat of an interdict against this conference. Have you heard anything about that?
We have seen that last night there were interdict papers against this conference being sent in, but we have not seen all of the details in that. I've also been several other court cases, including concerning, and the interdict apparently is around the Free State ANC and many others. It's not entirely new into Polokwane. We had smaller ones, but it was much smaller with much less potential impact than the current ones we hear about.
Okay. Thank you very much, Susan Booysen. Insight, detail, and perspective about what's happening here at the ANC conference in Mangaung in Bloemfontein.